Alright, in this guide, I'm not gonna be just amalgamating all the information that can be located in other Conqueror guides to have one comprehensive Conqueror guide, but rather I'm gonna speak directly about Conqueror combos, specifically superior mix-ups. And now superior mix-ups are just a type of mix-up that relies on superior block, hence the name superior mix-ups. And with this playstyle, you don't really need fast reaction times, you don't need fast reflexes, none of that. Only thing that we need to bring to the table here is just a sharp mind. Everything that we do is just going to be based off prediction and reading your opponent and trying to guess what they do. So as I move forward, I'm going to first explain the terminology I'm going to be using, and then I'll follow up the few baiting strategies that I personally use, and then we're going to analyze some of my gameplay retrospectively. So with this play style, you have to realize that when you're in full block, one or two things can happen. Either your opponent can perform a move that can punish full block, or they can perform a move that can be punished by full block. So when you look at the game in that fashion, it becomes binary. So it's either an A or a B. So for A, we'll call them A responses. These are moves that your opponent can do that you can punish with full block. So basically almost anything with a red indicator. And for B, we'll call them B responses, and these are moves that your opponent can do that can punish your full block. Now an A option is using full block to punish an attack, so you use A options to punish A responses, and a B option is simply using full block to bait out an attack that can punish full block. So I'm using a B option to bait a B response so I can punish them. And B responses in this game pretty much are just all unblockables and guard breaks. So if it's not unblockable, if it's not a guard break, then you can pretty much punish it. So when you're in full block, just know that the only thing that can happen to punish you is an unblockable and a guard break. Knowing that, then you can now use full block to bait that out. So use a B option to bait out a B response to punish them and capitalize on that punishment. And that's really all there is to this. It's just A or B. In any given situation, they will fall into one of those categories should they choose to respond to your full block. Now you can also put in zone there, and zone attack, I won't get into the very specifics of all that it can do because it's covered in a lot of guides, but zone attack can be both A responses and B responses. So when in doubt, you can just use your zone attack, but they can parry that, so you have to be careful and use it sparingly. Okay, so now that we know the terminology, let's get into the specific strategies that we can use to maximize this playstyle. So we know the A and B options, and we know the A and B responses, but then how do we choose between A and B in any given situation? So the first thing I'll say is adaptability and learning. So if you've just played a match with this person and you realize that they go for a lot of B responses when you're in full block and they keep on punishing your full block, then switch up your combination. Instead of doing a AAB combination, maybe next time do AAA combination so that he doesn't punish that B option that you've chosen. So besides that, besides the adaptability and constant learning that you'd have to do in order to maximize this, distance is also a major key here. Right now, before any fight, you want to maintain what I call the optimal distance. And that is the distance at which you can punish all their A responses with an A option, so you can hit them with full block and punish them, but they cannot guard break you from the range at which they're at. So when you're at this optimal distance, the opponent can't really do anything. Only thing he can do is try and predict when you're going to leave full block and hit you with an A response, or he's going to have to close the distance and hit you with a B response. Knowing that, as you're at that distance, if they move closer to you, chances are he wants to expand his moveset to include his guard break, and that is when you throw out your top heavy. Which leads me to the next point actually. When do I go for a side heavy versus a top heavy when I'm doing a B option? So when I'm baiting out that guard break, when do I go for the top heavy? When do I go for the side heavy? Is there even any point in going for the side heavy since it's 25 damage versus the top heavy, which is 33 damage? And the answer is yes. So basically, I only throw out that top heavy if I'm confident that the B response is going to be a guard break. If I'm uncertain that it's going to be, whether it's going to be a guard break or if it's just going to be another A option that he's doing when he feels as if I'm going to leave full block, because as you leave full block you're trapped in these recovery frames in which your opponent can get damage off you if he catches you right as soon as you leave, then that's when I decide what side he's going to attack me from. So basically, if I enter full block and I'm baiting out an attack, but I'm uncertain if it's going to be a guard break or a light attack or heavy attack, the only thing that I need to know is what direction he's going to attack me from. If I know that, then I can do a B option and throw the heavy from that direction. If he ends up throwing the light and I choose the direction correctly, it'll parry the light. If he throws a heavy from that direction, I'll do a superior block parry, in which I have the superior block properties on the startup of that heavy attack, so with the light parry timing I can still get in damage on heavy attacks. And if he goes for a guard break, well then my heavy will go straight through the guard break and I'll capitalize on that and get that 25 damage. So really, if I'm uncertain of what side he's, or what he's gonna do, I don't know if he's gonna go for a guard break or not, all I need to know is just basically if he's going to attack from that side that I've chosen to throw my heavy attack from. If I know when he's going to attack, then I can throw out my heavy attack for a light parry timing when I suspect he's going to throw out an attack, and I can basically shut down everything he does from that direction. The counter to this on his end would be either to fate that attack and then parry my heavy attack, or just not do anything and wait for me to throw that heavy and capitalize on that. So when I maintain my optimal distance, there are one or two things that I pretty much do as my own baiting strategy. Either I go forward and flash full block straight into a heavy attack to do a B option, or I dash forward and hold the full block and capitalize on their A response with an A option. There are also different things that you can do. So right now, if I'm fighting someone and I get low on stamina, I can do a full block into a backdash, and if they fall for that and they go for the guard break, they'll whiff their guard break and I'll be able to guard break them and hit them for a side heavy. And that is a relatively safe maneuver that you can perform, because that backdash also increases the distance between both of you guys, so you can follow up with the second backdash to regain your stamina, because this is a very stamina intensive playstyle. Like blocking attack with full block and punishing them with flare uppercut takes a lot of stamina, so maintaining that distance is crucial. And it's relatively safe, because if you backdash, then you can avoid or you can dodge right out of an A response that your opponent may do if he doesn't go for the guard break. Alright, now one very crucial point I need to make is the use of full block for recovery. That is your primary means of extending your combo. That's your primary means of keeping your opponent in the mix-up. It's not necessarily throwing lights or throwing combo heavies, any of that. I don't really care if my attack gets in or not. All I care is that whatever happens, I just recover with full block. So if I throw a light and he blocks it, that's fine. I don't care. I just recover with full block. So now I'm back in full block and we're back into A or B. Does he guard break me? If I think he's going to guard break me, I throw out that top heavy. If I think he's going to just attack me, I hold that full block down and I punish him with the A option. And so that's another thing I need to stress about this. What do I do with people who constantly parry my follow-up light attack or my follow-up heavy attack or any of my attacks in general? And the answer to this is shield uppercut or feinting into full block. So right now, if you do your shield uppercut, you basically guarantee that light to get in should they make an attempt to go for the parry, which is a very useful move. It takes a lot of stamina, but you can capitalize on their parry attempt. So don't keep on throwing that chain light if they keep on parrying. You just feint directly into shield uppercut or feint directly into full block to capitalize on that and punish them. At the end of the day, the light attack will get in no matter what you do, and if they decide to block it, well then you just recover and get yourself back into the mix-up, back into the mind game. Keep yourself in full block for as long as possible, as long as your stamina can maintain it, and really capitalize on their mistakes. Okay, now let's get into the gameplay analysis. So first we got the Centurion. I see him do his charge kick. I maintain my distance. He goes in for that kick. We can capitalize on a punishment, smack him to the wall, and guarantee a top heavy attack. After this, we're going to follow up with the recovery. And it's that recovery I immediately go into my top heavy before I even see the guard break. And so that is how we continued our combo over there. Remember, it's the recovery. So we maintain this distance, try and get some stamina back. He runs to us. I see him dash forward, and I just throw out that raw heavy attack because he thinks it's going to go into full block. I now combo it with the light. I feint. He goes for an A response. We parry it, and we finalize with the shield bash. With the shield basher feet, we can now destroy the guy. Okay, now we have a Shinobi. Shinobi starts off with the top light combo. As soon as I see the first indicator and he whiffed it, I immediately enter full block to punish his A response. I recover and I immediately throw a light. He dodges it successfully, but we recover again, and as he goes for that kick to get our unblockable, we recover straight into a dash, so we're able to avoid that. That's the recovery into backdash like I spoke about earlier. So I just threw the raw guard break, and then we go straight into an A option to punish his A response. I recover, I backdash, get my stamina back. As he approaches me over here, I think he's going to go for a guard break, and I counter guard break it. I think he's going to do it again, is why I throw this raw heavy attack, and we guess correctly. And we smack him. I recover and go straight into a B option light attack. We got him with that, and we go straight into another B option, and we finalize the kill. Next off, we see this Shaolin. Let's see this distance. This is optimal distance I am right now. I dodge. This is the dodge straight into full block, straight into an A option, and we capitalize on it and punish him for his A response. Now we recover and go straight into a light attack, and then I recover again from that feint and go straight into a B option as he tries for a B response to capitalize on our full block. So now I'm just trying to maintain this distance so I can get my stamina back, so we can continue a combo to final him off. So at this distance, I can see that pretty much the only thing he can do right now is that unblockable attack, that lunge, and we suspect that, so we dodge right out of it and we get that guaranteed guard break. Now that we hit him with our 25 damage heavy attack, we now feint the second heavy to full block. He goes in for that guard break and we go straight for the kill with that B option. Okay, so I've included a match where I actually didn't win, and this is an example of how it looks like when you make the wrong choices. So I immediately threw that top heavy attack thinking he was going to dash forward and go for the guard break, but he didn't do anything, and that's how he was able to punish me. I think he's going to throw a light attack, so I enter full block and punish him for his A response. Right now we're low on stamina, so I try and regroup and try and think of what I can do to force this guy into error. So I see him dash forward again. I think he's going to go for the guard break, thinking I'm going to go into full block, but he doesn't do anything, and that's how he's able to punish me once again. So now I backdash, trying to get my stamina up, but he caught on, and he learned from the first backdash, and thus he punished me for the third time. Now I'm looking, how can I open this guy? So I maintain my ground, I don't enter full block, I don't make the risk. Then now I see him, I think he's going to do a light attack. He doesn't do any follow-up light attack, he's waiting for me to respond. But instead, I try and do a shield uppercut as he would go for a heavy attack parry. But he does his zone and punishes me for it. So now I flash full block and go straight into a shield bash to open him up to get my combo in. And I throw the light attack, I feint the heavy to try and do a B option. I don't see him react, so I try to do another B option, but he catches me as I go straight into full block and hits me with a heavy attack to follow up with a delayed light. Good game. So in total, I hope you enjoyed this guide. Everything that I've said so far has just been due to experience and just due to trial and error and me figuring these things out, me watching other Conquerors play. And I really advise that you give this playstyle a try. If it doesn't work for you immediately, don't just give it up. There's probably something you're doing wrong that you need to adjust to. So practice makes perfect. I mean, I don't think anyone would get on the footstep of them picking up Conqueror just to completely mix somebody up, you know. So I think you should really put in the work and just don't blame the system if it's not working for you. There's probably something you can do to improve your gameplay. Me, as I speak, I've been playing Conqueror since the beta, and there's still new things I learned about full block. There's still new techniques, new baiting strategies that I constantly pick up, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that works, you know. And the longer you play it, the longer you play Conqueror, the longer you practice this, the better you'll be at it. The better you be at predicting how your opponent will react, how your opponent will try and punish your full block, if he will or if he won't. The A and B options and all that just comes down to if you can predict this thing. So it's just a mind game, and with all mind games, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more montages.